Imagine this, you're walking across an ordinary patch of ground, maybe a dusty roadside, maybe a forgotten stream bed, and beneath your feet lies a crystal so rare, so unbelievably valuable, that a single piece could quietly be worth hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars. Now here's the shocking part. Most people would walk right past it. No spotlight, no warning, no sign, just a dull-looking stone hiding a fortune. What if I told you that this stone exists, and it's called aramevite? And what if, right now, someone somewhere is unknowingly sitting on a life-changing discovery while you're watching this video? This is not just another gemstone story. This is about opportunity, about awareness, and about the thin line between missing out and becoming extraordinarily lucky. Welcome to the hidden world of aramevite, the gemstone almost nobody talks about, yet collectors and elite buyers quietly chase at astonishing prices. Act 1 begins in mystery. Aramevite was first discovered in the late 19th century, but unlike diamonds or emeralds, it never became mainstream. Why? Because it's incredibly rare. Not expensive rare, but genuinely scarce. There are gemstones you can buy anytime if you have money, and then there are stones like this where even billionaires struggle to find high-quality pieces. And that rarity is exactly what makes it powerful. Picture this. A pale blue crystal, sometimes almost colorless, sometimes glowing with a subtle icy brilliance. At first glance, it doesn't scream wealth. In fact, many would mistake it for something ordinary. And that's where the danger lies, because people often ignore what they don't understand. Let me ask you something. How many times have people thrown away something valuable just because it didn't look impressive? It happens more than you think. Now here's where things get interesting. High-quality aramevite specimens have been known to command extremely high prices per carat. We're not talking about small numbers. We're talking about collectors willing to pay premium figures for stones with clarity, size, and that signature soft blue hue. And yet, it remains hidden from the public eye. Why? Because the market for aramevite is not driven by mass demand. It's driven by exclusivity, private collectors, high-end auctions, quiet transactions, the kind of deals that don't trend on social media, but move serious money behind closed doors. And here's the emotional twist: fear. Fear of missing out. Because while most people are chasing trends, the real wealth often lies in what others overlook. Now imagine this scenario. Someone finds a crystal while hiking. It looks unusual, maybe even beautiful, but they don't recognize it. They toss it aside or keep it as decoration. Months later, they discover it was aramevite, potentially worth tens of thousands, maybe more. That moment, that realization is painful, and it's happening more often than you think. But here's the shift. You are not that person, because now you're aware. Act 2. The awakening. Understanding aramevite is not just about geology, it's about seeing differently. It's about training your eyes to notice what others ignore. This gemstone is typically found in very limited locations across the world, often in environments where only experienced collectors or lucky explorers stumble upon it. Its crystal structure is unique, and its clarity can rival some of the finest stones known to man. But here's the key detail: aramevite doesn't need to be flashy to be valuable. In fact, its understated beauty is part of its appeal. Collectors love what others don't understand. Let that sink in. Now let's talk about demand. While it may not be a household name within specialized circles, aramevite is highly respected. The rarity alone puts it in a category where supply can't keep up, even with minimal demand. And that imbalance? That's where value explodes. Think about it like this: if only a handful of high-quality stones exist, then each one becomes a treasure. And treasures don't stay cheap. Here's a quick mental reset. What if the next stone you find isn't just a rock, but a silent asset waiting to be recognized? Sounds crazy? So did the idea of diamonds centuries ago. Now here's a light moment. Imagine explaining to someone that your random blue rock just paid for your dream house. They'd probably laugh. Until they see the bank account. That's the power of hidden gems. But let's go deeper. Selling a gemstone like aramevite isn't about walking into a local shop and asking for a price. This is where strategy comes in. The real buyers are often collectors, investors, or specialized dealers who understand its rarity. And they don't just buy stones. They compete for them, which means if you ever find or own one, you are not just holding a gemstone, you're holding leverage. And leverage creates opportunity. But here's where urgency kicks in. Opportunities don't wait. The gemstone market evolves. Trends shift. Discoveries happen. And while aramevite is rare today, increased awareness could change how it's valued tomorrow. That means timing matters. Knowing what you have matters. And acting on it matters even more. Now imagine this: years from now, people start talking about aramevite the way they talk about other legendary stones today. Prices surge, demand grows, and suddenly what was once ignored becomes highly sought after. The question is, will you be ahead of that curve or behind it? Act 3: Transformation. This is where everything connects. Aramevite is more than a gemstone. It represents a mindset, the ability to recognize hidden value in a world obsessed with obvious things. It's about seeing potential where others see nothing. And that mindset can change your life. Because the truth is, wealth doesn't always come from chasing what everyone else is chasing. Sometimes, it comes from discovering what they've missed. Now let's bring this back to you. If you're watching this, you're already part of a small percentage of people who are curious, aware, and willing to learn. That alone puts you ahead. But awareness without action? That's just entertainment. So here's the shift. Start paying attention. Whether it's gemstones, opportunities, or ideas, train yourself to look deeper. Ask questions. Stay curious. Because the next big opportunity might not look big at all. It might look ordinary, just like aramevite. And here's the exciting part. This isn't just about finding a stone. It's about building a lifestyle. A life where you're not just surviving, but thriving. Where you're making informed decisions, spotting value, and creating opportunities that others overlook. A healthier, wealthier, more aware version of yourself. That's the real reward. But let's not ignore the reality. This journey requires patience, learning, and sometimes a bit of luck. Not every stone will be valuable. Not every discovery will change your life. But the right one, that's all it takes. One moment, one find, one decision, and everything changes. Now imagine the story you could tell. The moment you realized that something small, something overlooked, became something extraordinary. That's the story of aramevite. And maybe, just maybe, it could be your story too. So the next time you see an unusual stone, don't ignore it. Look closer, because hidden within the ordinary could be something priceless. And remember, while the world is busy chasing what shines the brightest, the smartest ones are quietly collecting what shines the rarest. Stay curious, stay aware, and never underestimate what you might be holding. Because fortunes aren't always found, sometimes they're simply recognized.